Alright, so I've been kind of waiting on this video for a while now, and I see AAC Ammunition coming up a lot more off common, so I figured it was time for me to talk about it. I've been shooting this since January, maybe the very end of December. I shot a total of 2,050 rounds, 640 rounds of 308, 1,160 rounds of 5.56, and 250 rounds of 7.62 by 3.9 for a grand total of $1,250. And that's just AAC ammunition, and that's just since January that I have spent on ammunition for this channel. And I've shot other ammunition this year too. That's just AAC. All I really have left is this 7.62 by 3.9 right here, which I think I shot like 100 rounds of that. So I probably have 150 rounds left in that container, which will be shot at a later time. I'm still working on the 1AK review. So I shot a good bit of this Saber stuff. You see here, I got a bunch of it. I also shot some of their precision stuff, 308. And I shot this through a good bit of guns as well. This is just Full Metal Jacket 308. Unfortunately, this is the only 5.56 I have left. Everything else has been shot. There's 400 rounds of empty casing sitting in there. And I have a bunch of targets here that, yeah, we can talk about. I'm not going to go through all of them, but so basically I've shot this out of my Colt SOCOM. I've shot this out of my AR-15A4. I've shot this out of my M14, my SETME C, and SETME L. Trying to think. I think that's about it. And then I've also shot it through the H&R M16A2. So I have shot this ammunition through a wide variety of guns. So there's good and there's bad about this ammo. The good thing is, a couple good things. One, it's priced. It's fairly cheap. And for the most part, it does work. So I've shot 2,050 rounds. Still have a little bit left. So we'll say about 1,800 rounds, 1,900 rounds, somewhere give or take. And in those estimates, I did not count all of this black tip. So I have around that I have actually shot through the guns. And I will say a couple things. So when I first got the ammunition, I first started buying it for 308. I bought it to shoot out of the SETME C for that review. And the first batch I got was perfect. I had no issues. And then I got the M14 and I started having problems. Turns out that the M14 had a gassing issue that had to go back. But that's basically when I first started noticing actual issues with the ammunition. So my first bad issues was through the same box of 308. I did have this on camera, but this was back in like March. And unfortunately, I no longer have the footage. I got two 308 rounds fail to fire, one after another from the same box. I put them back in the M14 several times and tried to fire, and it wouldn't. The rounds were just duds. I put them in the SETME C, which is also a 308 gun, and they wouldn't go off either. So, but those were the only two issues I had until I got into some of this 5.56. So I actually have pictures of this, so you'll see what I've mainly been finding with this ammunition is with a lot of stuff with PSA is it's just a little inconsistent. See if I can find a couple rounds here. So what I mean is not just inconsistent in the pressure, but the way the bullets are loaded. You can kind of see that. You can see that this bullet here is loaded a little lower than this bullet. I'm going to roll in a picture of 5.56 where you can dramatically see that. Now I've shot it all. It didn't affect anything. Obviously, if the bullet's pushed too far in, you don't want to shoot it because it'll affect pressures. So as long as you can still see the little ring, I assume it's fine. I've never really noticed that on the black tip. Watch me show this, and this will have it. But so I guess there is a little bit there, but nothing dramatic. Not as bad as I've seen it on the Full Metal Jackets. What you're looking at is Lake City M193, and you can see that the bullets are not perfectly squared off. One's a little higher, one's a little lower. And then if you look at this one here, this is green tip, and you can see about the same. That's again Lake City M855. The other issue that I have with this ammunition is it's inconsistent in pressure. And I'll roll in a picture here of my SOCOM of me shooting it out. And you'll see for the most part, it's ejecting it great to the 4 o'clock, but every now and then it'll plump one out to the 3 o'clock. And it doesn't show it on camera, like it doesn't show exactly how far the round goes. But I see it with my eye. It catches my eye because it doesn't go the same direction as the other ammunition does, the other rounds. So there is some inconsistency in either the powder charge. I don't know exactly what's going on. I will say that I have not had a failure as a result of that. I think the only ammunition related failures I've had were the two light primer strikes. And if I would have gotten a third one, I would have emailed AAC, or I guess Palmetto State Armory, and I would have gave them the lot number. But since it was just two of them, uh, I didn't worry about it too much. So this ballistic tip here has shot in everything I own. Even the 308 shoots good out of the M14, shoots good out of the Semi C. This shoots good out of the Semi L. All my ARs shoot this black tip with no problem. Um, Actually, I have two or three mags. I think three mags loaded up. This is in my Go gun here, my SOCOM. So obviously, I don't think the ammunition is too bad. Like I said, I haven't had a single uh, related ammunition related failure, like failed if like seriously would let me down. Now I have the AAC, since it is a little underpowered on the underpowered side. It has made me find some weaknesses in certain guns. It helped me find the problem with the SOCOM bolt, and like I said, it showed me that there was some legitimate issues with the M14, which even with NATO spec ammunition, that gun it worked better, but not perfect out of the box. So uh, this stuff is a little on the weaker side. So if your gun is under gassed, it probably will not cycle this. I didn't notice that at all with the 7.62 by 39. I'll roll in some footage, dude. This stuff, I think every single, I don't even know if you can see the casings eject out of the AK. It was throwing them like 8 feet. I mean, it was insane how far. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's a normal AK. Throwing these rounds. I did have one interesting thing. I know it's in here. I, I actually have it on camera. So I was doing some drops. Here's this casing. I was doing some magazine drops. It's in there somewhere. The bullet is. I was doing some magazine testing, some of the PSA AK-100 mags, and I was dropping them on the feed lips. And this round came out of the magazine a couple times. You can see it's kind of scratched up there. It didn't. I didn't load it in the gun or anything. It just from doing the drops, it actually weakened the bullet so much that I literally just plucked it and it came apart. So I've never seen that before. I have done magazine drops on feed before with 5.56. I've never seen it come loose like that. So I don't know if that means anything or not. Same result on the AAC. I don't know if that's somewhat normal or not. I probably just pull this. Yeah, see, it just came apart. Very minimal force. So I'm not real sure. But the accuracy in this stuff seems to be decent. Obviously, this precision ammo is better. All right, so here's one. So this is a Fulton Armory, and keep in mind I have iron. This is iron sights with AAC full metal jacket, 150 grain, about a little over a 2-inch group. Not terrible. Let me see here once. Okay, so this is, I believe, with the match ammo. Yeah, the 168 OTM. This is the M14. Um, so iron sights at 100 yards. I got this 3-shot group, just a little under, or an inch and a half. I'm sorry. And I'm going to say this was my fault. It is so hard for me to line up iron sights at 100 yards and make sure I'm hitting the exact same spot every time. But if you include this, it's a 3-inch group. But I mean, you can see. I mean, look at that. I got 2 bullets touching. All right, well, let's show this here. So this group ain't the best, but this is 200 yards with the M4A1 with the guys the trigger installed, and there's 240 or 2,400 rounds on the barrel. This is a 5-inch group, which is not that great for 200 yards. I'll be honest with you, but this group ain't bad. This is about 4 inches, still a little bigger than probably most people would like to see. This is just with a 4-power ACOG. So I am not the best shot. I'm not a marksman. I was never trained by anybody. I never served in the military. So a lot of people tend to give me shit on my groups. That's why I don't normally show them. But since I'm doing testing here on this, here we go. Okay. So here's one of them. This I'm assuming that 100 yards. I actually didn't write that down. So 10-shot group, AACs, with the guys the trigger installed, 2,400 rounds on the barrel. 10-shot group, little under 5 inches. I have a better one than that once I find it here. Here we go. This one I like a lot. So M4A1, 100 yards, 4-shot. Okay, so I actually had shot 4 rounds, which I believe were these 4, and then these 4, or the rest of these came out of a different box of ammo. So there's 2 lots of ammo in here. This isn't the same box. So 2,400 rounds on the barrel, and you can look at that. Look at that. Look how tight that printed at 100 yards. And then, but we'll include the whole thing, obviously, just a hair over 2.5 inches. I don't think you get any better than that, really. I mean, unless you're going to shoot match ammunition, but for ball ammunition, I think that's really good. Personally, obviously, somebody trained can probably shoot better than me. This is 100 yards, heart rate up, out of the SOCOM with the guys the trigger. Um, this is this is AAC, but it's their grind hard, which is what comes in these blue cases here. 223, about a 2-inch group. That's a 4-inch. I don't know what that was bad. A little under 2.5 inch, and then I didn't measure that, I guess, but you can see those groups. That's all at 100 yards. Again, the SOCOM all has the ACOG. And I did not shoot any groups out of the SETME because I haven't gotten back to the SETME yet. SETME C. Just been dealing with the Colt stuff lately. Alright, ignore the background here. I just was shooting another video and I realized I came across another target for the AAC video and I wanted to put it in. So this is a SETME L at 100 yards with a red dot with an EOTech I have on it. 55 grain full metal jacket, AAC ammunition. And take a look at this group. 102 inches with a red dot at 100 yards with AAC ammunition. Pretty good group. So I've been seeing a lot of forums and stuff that says that the AAC ammunition is shooting 10-inch groups and they won't shoot it and blah blah blah. I think this video actually does a good job at disproving that. As you've seen at the groups, I'm not the best shot and I don't get anywhere near 10-inch groups. This is decently accurate ball ammunition, and I think the precision ammo is shooting pretty good too. I also want to say that for the people that are having pretty big issues with AAC being reliable, I think you need to check your guns, because I've had that happen a few times, and every time I found that it's not really the ammunition, it's the gun that's had actual gassing issues. Now, that being said, I would like to see AAC improve the pressures of this ammunition just slightly, and I think that would help things as well. But it's definitely a decent ammo. I have seen some other videos of people having issues, and I've seen some other people that don't have any issues, and that just on par with Palmetto State Armory, because that's just how it is. Some of their guns work great, some don't. It's just luck of the draw. I think PSA with AAC, I think they could seriously improve in their QC department. So, but hopefully they continue to make this better. Like I said, their ammunition is pretty good. It's pretty cheap, so I do recommend it for plinking. This black tip here, I think this is a pretty good self-defense round, and obviously that's what I'm choosing to use. It's cheap enough to actually train with it. I can actually take this out and I can shoot a couple hundred rounds of this, and then I can buy it and keep it in bulk. So that is the good thing. I haven't really noticed any, I don't know if I said this or not, but I haven't really noticed any inconsistencies a ton out of the black tip stuff. It's mostly just the ball ammunition that I've seen minor issues with. So anyways, that's my thoughts on the AAC. I think it's a decent buy. What I say is buy a couple boxes, see if your rifles like it. If it does, then you can, buy more. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know your if you have any issues with AAC, if you love AAC ammunition, let me know what your experience is with it. Anyways, have a good day. Thanks for watching.